Yes, everybody. Hope you are all safe and well. Russ from the West Ham Network. It's Tuesday. It's a glorious day in Hornchurch. Hope everyone is safe and well. I told you the heat wave was coming. I told you we was going to get a heat wave because I put away our trampoline. I put away our swimming pool over the weekend. And just like death and taxes, it's inevitable that the weather always turns one way or the other. When I've put the pool out. I've literally in about 3 months been in the pool twice because it's been so awful. Or as soon as I put it away, we've got balmy sunshine, and I could think of nothing better than after work jumping in the pool and having a little soak, just a little soak with me thingamajig, what's it called? Floaty, and yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is having a nice lunchtime. That's the idea of these silly little shows we do at 12:30. It's to have a bit of fun, bit of a giggle. We'll talk a bit about West Ham, but it's about the community and about sort of seeing how everyone is checking in. Really, it's a virtual check-in to make sure everyone's nice and safe and well. If you didn't see yesterday, we had Keith Rowland on the show, and we did a live My Hammers 11 with old Rowley. And what a great bloke, honestly, what a superb man. Postman, postman. And he went on for about an hour and 20 minutes, bless him. We had loads of good questions from the chat. We had loads of stories from him, and good luck to his team. He manages Averley FC, and they're playing Barking away in the FA Cup qualifying rounds tonight. 7:45. I imagine you can get tickets at Barking, but good old Rowley. And he just texted me literally 2 minutes ago, and he can't believe he forgot to mention Don Hutchinson and Martin Allen. So there we go. And I did tell him the story about David James when he forgot Paolo Di Canio in his 11. And I think that sort of rested his, he was a bit more happy about that. But we'll get Rowley on another time. Absolute quality man. Quality man. Right, let's have a look who we got the chat. Oh, God, the early one from Andy. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm buzzing for Saturday's trip to St Mary's on Saturday. And guys, we're going in Europe. We'll talk about that in a bit, because let's not just go and book all our flights and stuff. Let's we'll talk about the announcement in a bit more detail, because I think it's important just to go through that. Afternoon, Simon, early lunchtime meeting at 1 p.m. Unbelievable. I can't believe you didn't tell them to book it at 1:15 so you can watch all of the show. Lunchtime for Simon was a cheese salad roll from the bakery. The bakery's back. Is it back in business? It's back in business. Grab bag. God, someone's peckish. Of salt and vinegar. When you're on a diet, salt and vinegar squares, great shout. The finest crisp salt and vinegar squares, particularly Grab bag. Twix Duo, he's not only has he gone big on the crisp, he's gone big on the chocolate bar as well. Pink Lady Apple and a bottle of Fanta Fruit Twist. Lovely. Tuesday, it's Nando's for Andy. Office only still a few in. Good. Is it? I've got to go back into the office tomorrow anyway. So we obviously won't have Bin Day Wednesday. We don't have a show on a Wednesday. We'll put up some ex-Ham My Hammers 11s. So you've still got some Russie B to keep me going through the lunchtime. But it'll be with an ex-player. Second best thing. He's gone for double chicken wrap medium, spicy rice and peri chips, doubling up on the carbs there, and a nice glass of apple juice. Very nice. And Andy's started his new YouTube channel properly tonight. So West Ham United. So check that out on all the socials. Loving the top. Reminds me of I don't usually wear a top really for these things, but I tell you for why. Just about to go on, and I realised I had one of my old My Hammers 11 t-shirts on. Now, it's not been dead for long enough for it to be retro. So I thought, I'll just grab the first one. This is 10 years old and still fits me, kinda. You can't see what's down here, but enough for the screen. And actually, none of the lettering's come off. I've got a long sleeve one where the lettering's all come off. But I know it's 10 years. It's got Rust 30 on the back. I think I got this for my 30th birthday. Afternoon, J7. Hope you're well, my friends. Speaking of Haaland, I can see in your thing. Did you see his goal on training? He shaved his hair. Absolute banger. It's on YouTube. Noah Fields, how's it going, man? You going to any Europe? We'll talk about that in a minute. Kieran, good evening from Brisbane. Charlie, having breakfast, roasted peppers and eggs, all the way from Brooklyn. Hey, I'm working here. Just finished the Roland 11. Glad you finally got him. We did, Skips. We finally got him. Absolutely quality man. He's old Keithy. Afternoon, Martin. All good ears. I hope you're. Yes. Well, when the sun shines, my friend, everything seems a bit better, doesn't it? Everything seems a little bit easier when the sun's shining. My little walk to the co-op, an extra spring in my step. Yes. James Bong, hope you're well, my friend. Gaza, good afternoon to you, sir. I'm on a diet, hence the fruit twist. That doesn't count 5 for your day, mate. Doesn't count 5 for your day. Those people talk to each other. Lovely. Cold question of the day. If you get a cold, should I go to the office tomorrow? Yeah, well, I think if you've got a negative lateral flow test, I mean that's the trouble. I've definitely got a bit of hay fever again now. And it's like, well, now, particularly, the symptoms of hay fever are very similar to the Delta variant. So it's all about taking the laterals. But if you get the new ones, you'd have to shove it down your throat. You just do both nostrils. So I just think it's precautionary. If every couple of days makes sense. This is the first time I've seen Russ in a West Ham top. I know, and it's 10 years old. I've got them all in my cupboard. And I used to wear them. I used to wear for all the interviews. I'd wear a different one. But, yeah. Hashtag bring back. But My Thomas Lemons is back. It's a series, and I said we had Keith Rowland yesterday. We're gonna have Roger, the guy who raised so much money for Isla. We're gonna have him coming on this week as well. So, but a few, not every day, but we have them every other day. But obviously, we've got the back catalogue of the ex Hammers ones we're putting up as well. A little tight around the gills, a little bit further down. Let's be honest. Colton Coulter Vastey, and obviously. Famously, Flo's due date was the playoff final, and I had a really good ticket, for the. I was, and if you want the full story, go back and listen to My Hammers 11 with Colton Cole, because he couldn't believe that I'd rather see the birth of my daughter than go. No, I'd rather see West Ham go into the Premier League than see the birth of my daughter. That wasn't true. She wasn't born on that day, a few days later, but her due day was that day, and I had a really good seat because originally they wanted me to be in one of the costumes, whether it was Bubbles, probably more like Bubbles, I'd say, than Hammerhead. I haven't got the move. I can rip up a dance floor, same as anyone else, but then they realised you had to be properly, you had to get a full CRB check, and I didn't have time to do it. I passed like it came in like 2 or 3 days later, but so I was the chaperone. So I was literally walking around because obviously, you can only see that much really. And so you've got no field of view. And obviously everyone's a bit pissed up around Wembley. So I was sort of like pushing them into various people to have a picture down there. And so my seat was literally, so where Vastey scored the second goal, front row, bang in the middle. So it's a perfect goal. Yeah, and then Flo came along a few days later, and then she was then I found out from Eddie from the club that the trophy was going to be at the Romford store, which she was born at Queens. So I literally took her out of the hospital. We went down. Eddie's on security. No, Michael's on security. I said, Mick, can I just get in? And she went, yeah, sure. So then I've got a picture of Flo in the playoff trophy, about 2 days old, like that. So yeah. I'll show you if you haven't. I mean, go back and watch the episode with Colton Cole. It's on the West Ham Network on the Ex Players playlist, and you can find out all about it and just see Colton's reaction because he just can't believe it. But anyway, indeed, Papu Diop. Yes, part of that famous. I mean, he brought in Papa Booper, Abdoulaye Faye. Lots of Bolton players. Matty Taylor was there, wasn't he? Joey O'Brien. A lot of them. Famously, Mark Noble stag do they flew out to Vegas that night. Jack Collison tells that story. And again, we'll put his mimes eventually. Peter, good afternoon to you, sir. Hope you're well. That should be a question. Most famous ever line of commentary linked to West Ham. Interesting. Wife just tried to kill me with the fridge door, leaving on borrowed time. Make sure that old Make sure the older life insurance is all up to scratch. Only one win, I think, is all over. Very true, very true. For England, no question. But West Ham specific, Di Canio and Andy Gray takes a bow. Take a bow, son. Take a bow. Yeah, and he just does that. And then when we finally put up the Ian Foyer Miami 11, he talks about that goal and he credits himself totally towards it. So anyway, so obviously yesterday there was the announcement. Well, there was yesterday. Let's get it right. Yesterday there was a pre-announcement announcement. So announcement that UEFA were going to make an announcement about removing the ban from the ban on away fans attending games at European qualifying games, European Europa League, Champions League, Conference, Group Stage games, which is fantastic. However, I just wanted to actually let me bring it up because I think it's worth just talking about it a little bit because it's really important, because obviously there's been lots of people saying, yeah, it's got a European tour tickets, and yep, agreed, it's fantastic, it's a phenomenal achievement. Obviously the first time that we've been in the group stages or in the proper European since would have been Stenar Bucharest, wasn't it, in the late 90s, early 2000s when we won the Intertoto Cup. Every other time we've obviously had to qualify, and we don't tend to do well at the qualifyings. So so basically, yeah. So the announcement yesterday was that UEFA were going to remove the European-wide ban on away fans to European competitions. Now, obviously today, I believe it was around sort of 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that today, they confirmed that. So the people who announced it were the Fans Europe, the FSE, but UEFA came out today and said, basically this is what they said. They put some stuff about the about players as well, and the movement of travel of players and stuff like that. But they basically said that considering the different rules and regulations, actually from the UEFA website, different rules and regulations across the different territories, different countries of UEFA, it's been decided to no longer apply the MHHRS. That's basically the European-wide ban on away fans travelling to European competitions, but to leave any decision with regards to supporters to the relevant competent authorities. Therefore, the relevant section referring to the admission in the UEFA return to play protocol has been adapted accordingly. Moreover, in line with the adaptations to the protocol, the exchange of tickets for the fans of visiting teams is no longer forbidden. That's the main bit we're all interested in. Therefore, standard practice will be reinstated. 5% of the total allowed stadium capacity will be reserved to away fans, subject to any decision in this respect falling under the responsibility of the relevant competent authorities. So that base. So where do we stand? Where do we stand at the moment? Now, obviously, this is it's changing all the time with green and ambers and things like that. At a country level, and that's what's really important to talk about it as a travel restriction level rather than a football level. At a travel restriction level, this is how it all works. So we've got Croatia, which is currently green. So obviously Zagreb. Now in Belgium, for Ghent, it is amber, and for Austria, for Rapid Vienna, is green as well. Now, Kieran, that just hold your horses. It gets even more confusing. Don't worry. So at the sort of the country level, so you traveling to Croatia, it's a green. If it's in Belgium, it's amber, and Austria, it is green. Now, the only caveat for that as well is that, unfortunately. Well, no, it's not unfortunately, but if you look at the current government website, the UK government website, Croatia is indeed is green, but it's on a green watch list, which means at the moment there's a risk of it moving from green to amber. So although we're currently in green for Croatia, for Zagreb, there is a possibility. I won't. It depends how it all changes. It wouldn't change. You get a little bit of notice, but you'd have seen recently when there was when India famously, a few months ago, was put onto the red list, and there was like a mass exodus of people getting into the UK, who and various other countries. So you'll see, for example, in Denmark moved to the green tier at 4 a.m. on Monday, the 30th of August, for example. It is the travel show presented by Russ Budden. Oh, Stel, see, Stel is he's not in Spain. He's on a 3-day bender in Brighton at the moment, on a 3-day Beano. So basically at the moment, Croatia is on the green watch list. So it is green, but there is a possibility it could go to amber. Now, that's only half the battle. That's half the battle. And in terms of the best way to look at it, it's looking at how the Premier League worked last year. So obviously we can get into the country. You can get into Croatia on as it's green, but then it's down to the actual governments of that country's the authorities, their rules on basically spectator sports and away spectator sports. So in the same way that last season, for example, people could get into the UK. The UK's borders weren't shut, but you couldn't go and see a football match. In the same way that, even if you're a Liverpool fan, you couldn't go and see West Ham Liverpool at the London Stadium because away fans were banned. All fans were banned, so it's not a case of just getting into the country and thinking that's great, that's brilliant, yep, we're ready to roll. It's about how that particular country's authorities deal with spectator sports, and particularly away spectator sports, and that's what's really, really key here. Yes, it's great that UEFA have stopped the ban, but that's only basically them sort of not washing their hands of it, but saying, look, it's up to you. It's up to you. And Stel made a good point in the chat, which is basically the biggest issue is, will tickets be available for these games? And that's the thing. It's great you can travel in, but you could travel in and then you can't get a ticket for the game. So that's the real issue here. And I think that's what people just need to just step back on. And also there's a lot more that you can't just, and I mean, Stel knows this more than ever, having just, still on his 5-day booze cruise around Faliraki, but there's the COVID tests and all that rigmarole as well. So Stel actually he's putting it on the Facebook page and on Twitter as well. But his little sort of, it was a 10-point plan, but I've knocked it down a bit to a 9-point plan, really, in terms of just giving a bit of realism. In terms of what to do. So there's, and again, some people have already put their tickets and put their accommodation on the premise of they'll be able to go, and did it maybe as soon as the fixtures were announced. That's fantastic, but obviously the risk is that they might not be allowed to go to the games. They might not be able to get a ticket, or secondly, travel restrictions may change again and you can't even get into the country. So it's a risk involved in everything, I think, at the moment with these things. But I think first and foremost is, as Stel mentioned just then, make sure you get a match ticket. Getting a match ticket will hopefully is the first bit. Then obviously the flip side is, you've got a ticket, then obviously it's guaranteed that not guaranteed, but people can get to the stadium. So therefore prices of flights and accommodations will inevitably go up. They just will. And once maybe you've done 1, 2, and 3, it's about them filling in the necessary COVID forms to enter that country. Every country has slightly different restrictions in terms of COVID, and you have to take a test usually on arrival of that country. Something like Zagreb, you might not have time to book your test in Zagreb, particularly maybe if you're flying in that day. So take a test in the UK, present to the authorities on entry to the country, and then. And this is the key bit, and I know this has happened because my friend's just come back from a holiday in Ibiza, and he's just had the track and trace people bang at his door in our meeting to make sure he was there. Book a day 2 test before leaving that country. So if it was Croatia, booking your day 2 test in the UK before leaving that country. So when you get back to the UK, completing a locator form so they know where you are, your details, and also the day 2 test details you've booked. So once all that's been done, make sure you have a drink and bloody enjoy the game, because you've done all that bloody paperwork to get in, and then don't forget to come home as well. So, so there's a lot to get through. So although it's great that UEFA have made that point that they can do it, that they're not basically restricting you from doing it, it's not them that restricting you now, it's the authorities in that particular country. And that's what's really key. It's great that we can do a European tour, and it's fantastic, and it's an amazing achievement, but it's that caveat. There's still a lot more hoops to go through, unfortunately. Hope the fans get to the Europa games. Hope they behave themselves. Well, apparently, I was reading on Twitter as well last year when Man City played Dinamo Zagreb previously. Ticket holders were sent a requirement from the Croatian authorities that they would be breathalyzed going into the game. So again, there's so much going through. He's like, oh geez, as someone said, yeah. So where was it? Someone just said, just watch him on blood. If you want to see your game, just go to BT Sport. Sometimes I know some people will want to go there, and I totally agree with that. But some people, I mean, still, even if you don't get a ticket, Belgium's very nice for sightseeing. Although it's an amber, it's very, very nice. Austria is boring after 10 p.m. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the game kicks off at 7:45 in Austria. So the border guy has a very short tight line on his palm. He needs to be more flexible with the rules. Indeed. Rusty, get the feeling a few fans might be stranded at airports as they're not allowed to board planes. I totally think so. If we've seen in recent times, i.e. the weekend, we've seen authorities walk onto a pitch and basically take players off the pitch because they haven't complied with that particular country's COVID rules. And indeed, those two, Lo Celso and the other guy, the guy they've just signed, Tottenham gonna fine them because they told them not to go, and they did. So there's a whole lot of rigmarole going through, and no doubt there'll be a bunch of guys who are going to get there, and fair play to them. Do you know what I mean? Fair play to them. There's just so much going through. Maybe, hopefully we get through the group stages, and there'll be, when we get to the knockout stages, things may have relaxed a few years down the line, but I mean, as Freedom Sound says, it's we are red listed worldwide, apart from Torres. So I know exactly. Look at Brazil. That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be really tricky navigating. Some people have been lucky. Maybe they put their accommodation, they put their flights early doors, and they get a ticket. Everything's fine, perfect. But everything can change in a sixpence, innit? Everything can change in a sixpence very, very quickly. How many away tickets will there be? So 5. So UEFA are saying it's a standard 5% European away fans of the stadium's capacity. So if a stadium is 60,000, then 5% is 3,000. See, done the maths. All up for thinking, here for thinking, down there for dancing. So it's. I think we will have a situation where I think you're going to see a lot of people on Twitter stuck in Zagreb airports, and basically having turned away or go back, or Vienna or Bruges. I think it's going to be, but if you can do that, if you can go and not chance it, but you can go, then fair play to you. Do you know what I mean? If I could do that, I would do, but obviously I just can't take the risk. And we'll try for the Belgian game without a ticket. I will look at getting there via Holland. I mean, there's going to be people are going to be doing lots of interesting ways and going from here and and I think Zagreb, you can get a cheaper flight if you fly to Amsterdam and then go Amsterdam to Zagreb, and it's going to be a logistical nightmare. I think it's frustrating, but at least it's more I don't know if it's more frustrating that people potentially can go. Then say we qualified for Europe 2 seasons ago, and last season you couldn't go at all. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like dangling the carrot. But best thing to do is book a flight where you can transfer a date free of charge, and also book a hotel where you can cancel free of charge. Booking.com, of course. A lot of people are booking their accommodation booking.com, because be careful as well in the small print, because it's just it can be, but most of them offer free cancellation on booking.com. That's the best advice we can give you from the West Ham network. And flight wise, checking and see if things get changed and things like that. Vino says we're going to win it. Fair enough. If we win it, let's book our tickets to is it Seville on Stell's birthday. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy spending time in airports. I like an airport. like an airport. I like it. I always try and get in a lounge. I try and blag a lounge. That's what I always do. That's just me. Any idea where tickets become available for purchase for away games? If they're made, will be soon. It'll be very, very soon. I'm not sure exactly. I think, to be honest, I don't think anyone really knows what's going on, to be honest. But for the away tickets, obviously it's based on whether for Zagreb, what the Croatian authorities are doing with away fans, with European away fans, as well. Same with Belgium, and same with Austria as well. There's so many hoops. Everything's different. And that's the trouble with UEFA banning it all. It is even more complicated than it was before. If they banned it, then we know we can't go. But now it's like, there's a carrot. Let's see what we can do. What we got here? Belgium may be more appealing to a location. It will be. Bruges is very nice. Thank you, Martin. We appreciate your thing. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a share, give it a comment, give it a subscribe. Become part of the Barmy Army, the Barmy member army. Over 50 members so far, which is absolutely amazing. You're a holiday rep, Russ. Oh no, I just love a holiday. I haven't been, but it's true though. Booking.com is great. If you want to go anywhere, just go booking.com, and we should be sponsored by that still. We should have a word, and you get free cancellation. I've already checked roughly the same price for either Flight or Eurostar. Yeah, but Eurostar, you don't have to pick. The only thing about Eurostar, what I like still, depends where you pick it up from, I suppose. You haven't got that wait beforehand, as long a wait. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, I like to pick it up from Ebbsfleet. It's great. I literally drive to the door almost. You hop on, and you just get a train, and then you hop back and you're done. It's really easy. Eurostar. I didn't realize how easy it was, to be perfectly honest. Can you get a ferry to Belgium? 1839. See, like we did skip, because technically I'm all right for another 18 days or 17 days. So yeah, that's what we like. 17 days, 10 years this shirt's been on. Not really. Russie, did Shark not say WH? Yeah, West Ham Tours. Yeah, that should be. Hi, this is Russ from West Ham United Tours, WHN Tours. Minge Vienna. Oh, Vienna, or Midure rather. Not Minge, Midure, Vienna. In 9 days, I believe it is. It's a long time. 50 members of. So you become, people can become members. They can support the channel by becoming a member. On YouTube, there's a button down here somewhere where you can click, and you can support the channel and become a member. And there's perks and things like that. If away occasions, can we get a ticket in the rest of the parks? I don't know what they'll do. Again, it's in different countries, isn't it? You would think, tourism-wise, they would try and be as welcoming as possible to try and get some people in, but who knows? That's a good idea. Sponsored by Eurostar and Booking.com. Did that include check-in? Exactly. Check-in time and transfers. The transfers is key as well. We know transfers can take a long time at West Ham, even more so if you're flying, isn't it? Because it's usually the airport is out, not in the city, whereas the train stations usually are. I mean, you go to Paris on the Eurostar, you're straight in the middle. You're straight in Gare du Nord, aren't you? Straight in Gare du Nord. You don't have to go to Charles de Gaulle and then get a train in or a cab in. You're straight into Gare du Nord. Ferry from Harwich and regular train to Ghent. I love it, James. I love it. That's part of me really wanted a random team in the middle of Liechtenstein where you have to get 3 ferries, jump on a farmer's back of his lorry or whatever, just because the stories. But I think you're going to get lots of these types of stories where people are going from various ways and stuff to try and get through it. I'll put it there. We go. Only one ferry to Belgium from Hull and back. Sure, I will become a member sooner rather than later. But no, it's up to you, man. If you don't, if you are, it's fantastic. If not, just like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's all we need. That's all we need. If you'd like to support us that way, feel free, but there's no obligation as true. Does Russ have shares in Eurostar? No, I don't. But I do like it. I do like Eurostar. There's something very dignified about getting on a train and ending up in another country. Prefer the Eurostar rather than Eurotunnel, of course, because again, that's you got to drive to Dover, and yeah, I could just pick up from Ebbsfleet, and you go to Disneyland Paris. Done that before, very very good. Our transfer takes 3 months, indeed, because you imagine what would be, you have to get a flight. Where do they stop? Dover to Zeebrugge. Zeebrugge sounds great. Ryanair's flights to drop you off in Poland. What? That's what I mean. I saw, because I was looking the other day. I mean, I can't go. I just can't. It's just mental at the moment. But I was looking at flights from London to Zagreb, and there was, you could do a clever, a bit like on trains where you can do sort of the stop offs. Usually if you break up a train journey into individual single tickets, it works out cheaper than if you did it as one journey randomly. And it was a flight to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to Zagreb seemed to be quite reasonable, but that's probably changed. What we got to do, afternoon chat, afternoon Clive, hope you well. Eurostar wanted the station at Stratford, but it got canned as 2 guys to Camp Pancras. You can see that we're built to accommodate trains. It's particularly with Stratford International, where you had the bullet train, didn't you, as well, during the Olympics and stuff like that. But that'd have been a shame. So I like that. But Rush Eurostar not stopping at Ebbsfleet International 2022. Used to use it all the time. Well, there you go. That's bugging up my plans. Why has it stopped at Ebbsfleet? Or is it some? Because it wasn't everything would stop at Ebbsfleet. But you'd pick up Eurostar's quality. Russ came back from Brussels on it. Classy. It's classy. And you can have a wander up to the refreshments. It was like a bar, isn't it? I remember going to France on a business trip, like on a day thing and back, and we were just getting lagged in the bar on the way home with little sausages. Is it sausages on? Sausages on, like little chewy sausages. Love them. Due to passage numbers, can still get on at Ashford. Well, Ashford's not miles away, is it? Ashford's not. And again, it's about driving up, isn't it? You can drive up, you can park there, job done. No walking in Zagreb. How do you get around Zagreb then, Split? How do you get around it if you can't walk? Do you have to hop? Is hopping permitted? I'd be worried of that. Skipping, I could do skipping, but not hopping. I've been on a Dover to before a footy tour for decades ago. There we go. Is very nice. Bring some nice Stone Island jackets to Zagreb. We need them. Split. Is there a shortage of Stone Island? I think, to be honest, you'll probably see quite a few of them next Thursday, to be honest, to be perfectly fair. And also, I want to make a correction. Anton's and Matt did their daily yesterday. And obviously, the Southampton game, they said was at home. That's away. It's St Mary's away on Saturday. Just a little point. So I wrote it down to mention it, just in case. Back in the day, but no longer operate that route. That's the trouble. They keep changing the routes, don't they? So, but I mean, the main takeaways is it is possible. It is possible to do it. To now go to away games, European away games, but based on that particular country's protocols. So there we go. Are they 7-day hoppists? Faith Hop, Jonah. The greatest of these is Hop. There we go, Hoppies. Asking for a friend stickers. Yeah, we'll play a bit of stickers. We'll do about 10 minutes of stickers at the end. But I just found it interesting. So obviously I saw loads of people going, yeah, brilliant, European tour. But there's, for some people they can take the risk, and some people they can do that. Fair play. Fill your boots, because I would say, I don't want to say it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's once in a long lifetime ago that we've had this situation before. So there we go. Has anyone more style in the last 30? Well, you do see a few, mate. You do see a few around the old match days. I must say the old Stone Island. Yeah, it's still available. It's still there. Right. Okay, let's do some stickers. So anyone new around here? Are there any areas which are still present? Good point, Sharky. Good point. That makes a bloody good point. I remember going to, where did we go? A Somme. Went to the Somme and Ypres. And there was still that, and that was always from the First World War, let alone Zagreb and all the conflicts before. Although John, when we interviewed Trevor Sinclair, he spoke and John Moncur. We spoke to them, and basically there was a story where they were playing in Europe, and Igor Stimac and Davor Suker came up with an idea to do some team bonding, and so basically they'd organised like a gun range thing, and they all turned up, and they basically got the place where to pick it up was in the middle of a forest, basically, and this sort of blacked out like minibus or blacked out van turns up full of AK-47s, and they were just shooting in the forest. And then Monks strips off, and anyone who saw Keith Rowland's interview yesterday mentions that John does like to strip off, which he does. He's mentioned that himself, and started running around and bunny hopping, saying, "Shoot me, I'm a bunny! Shoot me, I'm a bunny!" Only to turn around and see the guys who were basically organising the gun range, saying there's still landmines there that hasn't been cleared. And so John went white as a sheet, white as a sheep. I don't know, one or the other. They're both white, and had to retrace his bunny steps. So there we go. Google Maps says it's only 70. There we go. We'll start walking. Start walking, Clive. You'll be there by tomorrow. By tomorrow morning. Relax, my friend. I don't think people will even touch you. There we go. So that's good to know. Zagreb was never. I know it wasn't a war zone. You're right. It totally wasn't a war zone, but obviously Croatia was. And yeah, no, it was an interesting story about them. I think they drove into the forest. So, but I think it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting, isn't it? I'm excited for a European tour. I'd love to. It's nice to see him on. Nice to see him play on a Thursday, isn't it? Nice to see him play on a Thursday. But anyway, let's play some cards. I didn't realise. Thanks for asking. Well, there we go. You see. We're all learning, Sharky. We're all learning. It's full of unexpected. I wouldn't worry too much. Very true. World War, undiscovered bombs and stuff like that. 18 drive, 317 walk. Okay, so if you start driving now, Clive, you'll be there by tomorrow. 317 divided by 24 is 30 days. You're gonna miss it. You're not gonna get there till near enough my birthday. There we go. I'm up from split. Right, so you play some cards. So basically, it's guess who. I give you the Premier League club. You give me the player. At the moment, we have Alfie's on 9, James is on 8, Luller's on 7, Skipper's on 6, Luke's on 5, Richard's on 4, a few people on 2s, and a few people on 1s. Get your steps in if you want. You bloody well would, Wally. You bloody well would. Right, let's start off with a Brighton player. A Brighton player. Who could it be? Who could this Brighton player be? That's the question. We'll only play a few rounds today. Don't play all the time, but a few rounds. But obviously, we're not here tomorrow for Bin Day Wednesday. We're back in the office tomorrow, unfortunately. But we'll put up a My Hammers 11 so you guys won't miss it. So we've got a Brighton player. Who could this Brighton player be? It's not Fornals. It's not Dunk. It's not Sanchez. Fornals. Grob. No, it's not Grob. Just a like doesn't hurt. Love the content. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it, man. As I said, if you want to give it a like, give it a like. If not, no worries. Not Bissouma, not Ryan. Skipper's got it. It's Trossard. Leonard Trossard, the Belgium. So Skipper's on 7 points now. Joint third. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see, Randy. Right. Okay. In a hot tub of cream cakes. Or, as you know, Stell he's on his 3-day drug fueled. He's on his 3-day drug fueled binge around the Balearic Islands. So I don't think so. Right, let's go with a Tottenham player. We've got a Tottenham player. Who could this Tottenham player be? Tottenham player. And we'll go for another 5 minutes or so. Then I'll let you guys have your lunch more than anything. A Tottenham player. Who could this Tottenham player be? Let's have a look. Oh wow, loads of people coming. That was obviously the Brighton one. No. No one's got it. What are we up to? We're up to Son, Lloris, not Kane. Not Lloris, not Ndombele. Not Mora, not Winks, not Sanchez, not Ndombele, not Skip, not Winks, not Reguilon, not Kane, not Berg. I imagine that's Bergwijn. Not Reguilon, not Fox, not Mora, not Tangala. Not the Celso, naughty the Celso. Not Bale, not Peters, not Bergwijn, not Rondon, not Levy. No one's got it so far. No one's got it so far. No one's still got it so far. Good one, Russ. Thank you. Not Doherty, not Martin Shivers, not Sanchez, not Davies, not Son, not Jim, not Dyer, not Jimmy Hill, not Davis, not him, not Dyer. No. It's not a badge. I'd have told you it's a badge. I'd have said it's a cut. No, not Hart, not Skip, not Sanchez. I think we're going to be defeated. Not in Ndombele. I like Ndombele. I think he's a good player. Just never gets a break, does he, for some reason? Not Allen. It's not Allen. It's not Skip. It's not Dele Alli. It's not Lloris. It's not Dyer. It's not Sanchez. It's not Bergwijn. It's not Session. It's not Lamela. It's not Kane. It's not Son. It's not Alderweireld. Didn't he left in the summer, didn't he? He left in the summer. He left in the summer transfer. It's not Romero. He's a naughty boy as well, isn't he? They've both been him and Lamela, because they shouldn't have gone. It's not Bergovic. Is he at there? He's not someone. Is it something now? I don't think so. It's not Gill. It's not Bale. It's not Skip. It's not Bergwijn. Can't believe people have missed this one. Big nose. Who's big nose? It's a not Rondon, not the Welsh fella, Ben Davis. It's not Ben Davis. It's not Carter Vickers. It's not Hoddle. You're gonna smash yourself. I really am. It's not the Celso. It's not Ben Davis. It's not the Belgium guy, Bale. It's not Trippier. Doesn't play for Tottenham anymore. But anyway, it's not Harvey White. No. It's a first teamer for Tottenham. Not Chaz and Dave. Although isn't one of them died recently, isn't it? So it's not Dave or Chaz. It's not White. It's not Doherty. Højbjerg. It is Højbjerg. Oh my God, Wally! Welcome to the game. Jesus, that took a long time, didn't it? Wally World. 1 point. Wow, that took a long time. It wasn't Archibald. Right, a few more. No one said that. No one said Højbjerg's one of those players he's a good player, but he's there, isn't he? Yes, I don't know who Ruddy B is, but yes. Wally's on the board. I know he is. No, we're not playing VAR. We haven't got time today. We're not playing VAR. Rob Green. No, stop saying VAR. We're not playing VAR today. He's not in operation today. Stockley Park is closed because I've only got like 2 minutes before I have to say it. Richard VAR said it at 110. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. And if it is, just to shut everyone up, VAR said it at 110. I'm going back to my VARs. I'm looking at everyone in 110. A lot came in at 110. See, people take this very, very seriously, this game. Very, very seriously. I'm still going for 110. Now, there's nothing in 110 on my thing. Nothing. I'm going right up. I can't see it. If I do, if you have a screenshot, let me know and I'll give you a point. Rich. But anyway, I can't see it. There's nothing in 110 on my chat. VR complete. But anyway, people get into it, don't they? Get into it. I could. Well, I'll go. Oh, well, if you can find a screenshot, Skip, send it to me, and I'll give you a point. All right, there we go. VAR, indeed. Right, okay. Anyway, Everton player. Jake on a skateboard, hanging to the back of. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Alfie said no one saw it. If you can find the proof, Skips, let me know. I need to hold my no. You got it. You got it, mate. You got the point. So we're looking for a Everton player. Everton. It's not DCL. Not Pickford. Not Davies. Not Rich. No, not Richarlison. Not Pickford. Not Coleman. Not Alan Ball. He said Hoddle. Not Digne. Not Pickford. Not Delph. Not Pickford. Not Gray. Not DCL. No one's got it so far. Not Calvert-Lewin, not Digne, not Delph, not Mina, not Coleman, not Decore, not Tosun, not Gomez, not Gray, not Calvert-Lewin, not Gomez, not Didier, not Keane, not Tosun. It is Holgate. Sharky, get us a point. Very impressed with the quality of these. I just Sharky is on the board. 2 points now. 2 points for Sharky. Well done, Sam. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Right, last one of today. And so we'll play some more on Thursday. We'll have quiz day as well Thursday, quiz day Thursday. So make sure you come in for that. And we have a little quiz on a Thursday to have a bit of fun. The last one is, and then obviously, then we start, we start the run to Southampton. So we've got the preview, all those types of things. Indeed, it's not bog off, it's gog on. Guess one, guess one next. That's what we do. Hashtag gog on. Okay, the last one is a Man City player. Man City player. Last one for today is a Man City player. So we'll have the previews, we'll have watch-alongs for the Southampton game, we'll have reactions, we'll have players' ratings, and then we start the whole process again. Lots of games coming on, lots of games. See, Alf? Straight away, Sterling. First one in. Look at that. That's lightning. Straight in. First one. Alf, straight in. 10 points. You're on 10 points now, man. Quick. I like it. See, first one in was Sterling. Mental. Anyway, we may have a daily tonight. Today there might be a daily, so make sure you keep an eye on that. We'll definitely have a My Hams 11 rewind coming up, and so keep an eye out for that as well. Any homework? What we tend to do on these days is we give you some homework to come up with an 11, a Hammers 11 of some description or players, and we've had like West Ham Disney 11s. West Ham TV 11s, West Ham pub 11s, crisp 11s, chocolate 11s. So we're going to try something different today. We're going to see. I'm going to give you guys a challenge and see if we can come up with players, fruits. So a West Ham fruit 11. So come up with players whose name sounds like fruit, or you can do something with that. You'll get the general idea. We'll do that on Thursday probably. So you've got a couple of days homework to work on it, but we're doing a West Ham fruit 11. So as James says, severe, but basically James lives for this. So James will go away, and this is his work for the next 2 days. And he'll come up with a whole 11 himself usually. But what we do is we'll be taking 11, get everyone to put their thoughts on in the chat, and then we put together an 11, and then we put it out on Twitter, and then we tag the people in there and stuff like that. But we're doing a West Ham fruit 11. A West Ham fruit 11. So, grapes, bananas, lemons. I'll leave it to you. I'll try and give you a challenge. Olive Allen. Yeah. Olive for fruit. Just tweet a screenshot Russ point for me. Okay. There we go. More 11. More XL more than like XL. Yes. Peach has been obviously Peach is manager. Gary Bean. If it's a fruit, then yes. There we go. But don't Demba Nana. That is exactly. But don't give it to me now. Give it to me on Thursday. Anyway. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Get the jab appointments. Keep your eye out so whether Croatia will let you tomato replica. Exactly, Daniel. Is that type of thing? I love it. Tomato is a fruit as well. So take care and stay safe. Wash those hands. Come on, your irons, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for joining me. Pleasure as always talking to you. See you later. Bye.